Rindu mai Escola Técnica Informática Dili.
Well, once again, thanks for this occasion as given for our team. Doesn't mean that we are the first winner, it means we are at everything, but we are here because we are trying to look and solve the problem what the community are facing, especially in our country. So we are from Technical Computer School. So in our school we have a lot of members that contribute their ideas, opinions during the session of making our prototype. So as we can see here in our team elaboration, we have three presenters, and we also, if you can see at the other side of the table, we have a lot of students. So like I've said, all of our students, we come from different departments, and we come with only one intention, is how to solve the problem, especially the farmers and the community are facing. So even though we come from many different departments, but our only one intention is how can we solve the problem. So that's why, going into the next slide, our topic is talking about automatic watering system. In a short term, we can say AWM. So the question is, why should we create this machine? Why should we solve this prototype? What is the matter, or what's the problem? And how can we give a solution to a problem? Because we already know what the problem is. As a technical student, we see a problem as a condition to find a solution. So in the first paragraph say, with the advancement of technology in education and industry, people's lives are increasingly intertwined with technology. As we can see in the real situation, all of the people that they are now facing in the world, they're not only advancing technology, not only in education side, but they also engage themselves to improve and develop education in also industry, especially in the agricultural factory. So as we see, in the last word, making it necessity, that means it's a need of every people, of every person in the world, especially Timor-Leste. As also we can see in Timor-Leste, most of the people are farmers. How can we say we want to develop our country, but we have not done anything yet for our country? How can we say we love our country, but we don't really show what love is to our country? By showing love and show a kind to our country is come out with many different ideas. The idea is to give a solution, how can we come out from the problems. So as we see here, in the second paragraph said, as we know, the farming community in Hera primarily engage their agricultural activities. Continuing it saying, these farmers mostly cultivate vegetable gardens but continue to use manual watering system or weed buckets. So that's the problem. Imagine how we have a very long field, for example 3 or 4 hectares, but you only use the manual machines. I think that's time consuming. It may take a lot of time, maybe 10 hours or 20 hours, but we have not finished it. So it's a very serious problem because, like I said a few minutes ago, most of the people, of Timorese people, are agriculturists. So all of them mostly engage themselves in the activity of farming with this manual. So as a technical student, we see that's a very serious problem. So we have to find immediately what the problem is and give the solution. So going to the next slide, we're using the 5 steps of design thinking that we have received information from Samsung Software Tomorrow. So the first step is talking about empathy, or in other words we say empathize. The word empathy is meaning we have to feel what the problem. For example, if my friend is facing the problem, I have to use my empathy, so I can feel what I can feel what is his patient. So that's another step of design thinking. So in the first column say direct observation. So we have observed it. There is currently no automatic vegetable watering device available. So that's the problem. So if there is no any machines that can help or to facilitate the works, how can the farmers feel? In the second column say, farmers feel burden of carrying water with buckets, and another column say, farmers are required to repeatedly fetch the water to continue watering, and which is time consuming. So it says the farmers are continuing repeatedly just to get the waters because they only carry the water with the bucket. So it may take a long time to watering the whole field. In the next slide, we use the second step of design thinking is define. Define means to know the main problem. So what is using for to define what is the problem? So the problem is there is currently no automatic vegetable watering device. Who face the problems? Of course, the community and farmers. We put community because as we can see in the image here, we come into a terminology discussion by using brainstorming. That means thinking outside of the box. We are not thinking what is inside, but we are thinking what is outside. Then we come to resolve what is inside. So that's why using the terminology of brainstorming. So the team conducts a brainstorming sessions such as a collective meeting. Collective meetings means every student comes from different department, come and put all of their ideas to come out create this project. So we can see here all of the image. They are talking what we have done during the sessions of our making our prototype. So going to the next slide, the fourth step of design thinking is talking about all of the prototypes. So here we have all of the components that includes in prototype. MCB, if we see in the other side, it's saying miniature circuit breaker. Like I have explained just hours ago, it's a device that we use to control the energy of electricity. If we get too much voltage, then it can reduce. And also have another function is to protect so that the damage of fire. And timer, the function of timer is to set up a time when we want to start or when we want to end during the process of watering the vegetable. Contactor is also an electrical device which is used to switch off and switch on by using the power also from the MCB. Push button, we have two colors there. Green button means push on, red button means push off. So lamp indicator, there are three colors there. Red color means if during the process of the machine works, if there's any problem there, then the red lamp will show that there's an error there, so we have to stop it emergency to fix it. So the another light, yellow and green, is to give a signal of a motor 1 and motor 2 start working. If they start working, they will give a signal that the lamp is still, the machines are still working, and it gives us the signal from the lamp. With the overload relay, it's a device used for us to give a signal that if there is something wrong from the whole process of machines, then it from overload gives the signal to the lamp indicator. Float switch is also a prototype that we use inside the tank. If the water is full, then it directly turn off. The motor of that compress the water will directly turn off by itself. So foot valve is also a prototype that transfer the water to the pipe. Stop the tap is an easiest way to turn off the tap before we turn off the pump. And water tank, of course, we use that to fill the water. And how can all of this machine works? We can see here in the line, all of the lines that we see in the middle image is all about the electricity. So how does all of them works? As we know there, we say MCB, so the MCB will give the power. How can the MCB has the power? It gets from the energy that our ETI gives to us. Is here we write there L220 means line means electricity, 220 voltage alternative current. If you want to win, you must know how much lose. So lose means sacrifice. It doesn't matter. You must have the dedication. You must have the courage in yourself. I would like to say before we come in this place, we also compete with very many schools, but we lose. And I would like to say before we come here, we have a lot of dedications with our friends, with our teachers, and even in our study. So before we want to get the victory, we must know what is the difficulties. Because people always say no one is success without a challenge. So with a little bit more persistence, with a little bit more effort, dedications, what seems to be a failure may turn into a glorious success in the future if we put our effort too much. Because with the dream will come into reality is according to what you are doing today. Thank you very much for your attention, and we hope that with our prototype we solve the problem in Timor-Leste. Once again, thank you very much.
Thank you very much and congratulations, ETI-Dili. Terima kasih kita.